I was going to say everyone could see your screen, so I was
I
making
know,
sure
I
you
know, I
weren't
know.
going to put
I
anything
closed it accidentally.
inappropriate up. You look very festive today, Russ.
I'm all ready for night two of Hanukkah, which starts at I think 4:47 or something like that today. Can you see my screen, Kelly?
I can see your screen. We must have a lot of people off today celebrating Hanukkah.
No kidding. Jeez. All right, you can see the right screen. I can't tell what I'm looking at right now.
I can see the screen with the slides for the presentation. Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome to our last regional rally for KW Colorado. Our regional team is here, Kelly, and who put this together, and Jenny and Leslie. We got a slightly different order today. We're going to start with Cooper, which I think everyone says is the best part of the regional rally anyway. Then we're going to do announcements, then our tech update with Leslie, followed by some regional recognition and Matt from Rejig, which I'm really excited about. Cooper, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Russ. And like a good realtor, I am here on the road in the car today using my steering wheel desk. So yeah, got a quick update for everybody today. Wanted to talk a little bit about what we are expecting, some of my predictions for 2026 going into the new year. And then I'll tell you a little bit more about how you can get a more extensive review into the past year and a more detailed look at 2026 as we move forward. But the first thing I wanted to share is we are likely to continue to see some affordability challenges. I just checked the rankings last night for some important metrics that I track. Colorado ranks number 7 in the United States for mortgage payments as a percent of income, or the debt to income ratio for a mortgage. About 43.9% is the average statewide. When we take a look compared to the average rent payment as a percent of income, it is 23.9%. So there's a 20% percentage point differential between percent of income paid to mortgages and percent to pay of income paid to rent payments right now in Colorado. The actual monetary difference, if we look at monthly payments on a dollar basis, we are at 83.8% in our buy versus rent differential. So right now, the average purchase or the average monthly payment for a mortgage, an owned home, is about 83.8% higher than that of a rental property or a renting a property. So again, just highlighting the one of the core factors behind the lack of buyer motivation that we're seeing today is really in this differential. There are less incentives to buy than to rent today than we've seen in recent years. That doesn't mean it's a bad time to buy or a bad time to sell, but there are less incentives, and we have to be wary of that in terms of buyer motivation. Mortgage rates have been one of the largest factors on that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what is happening with mortgage rates right now and where we can expect them to go next year. NAR did a study that says that 6% they think is one of the magic number benchmarks that we want to reach in order to get more buyers into the market. They predict that if we reach a stable 6% interest rate on 30-year fixed rates, that about 5.5 million more households will be in an attainable or affordable category, including 1.6 million current renters. So with that prediction, they say that if rates hit 6%, it's likely that about 10% or just over 500,000 of those additional households would buy a home in the next 12 to 18 months. So what are the professionals, what are the market analysts saying about interest rates next year? Well, first and foremost, we have on the right side here the 30-year fixed rate prediction from a few different sources. Redfin, Realtor.com both say 6.3% is their expectation for mortgage rates next year. Zillow said, quote, above 6%, so probably about that 6.3% mark. NAR and Fannie Mae are a little bit more optimistic. They think we can get down to 6. However, just recently, we have continued to see persistent inflation numbers coming in, which are not improving our expectations of inflation. And as it stands right now, the most recent Fed meeting, the dot plot indicates that the Fed is forecasting just one rate cut for next year. We did just have one, but they are seeing just one more at the current moment, barring any change in economic data. Key thing to remember here that the Fed does not set interest rates, or they do not set mortgage rates. They set the effective federal funds rate and the overnight borrowing rate, which are based on inflation numbers. Jerome Powell this year has said that we need to be confident that inflation is sustainably moving towards 2%, which is their target, before we can start cutting rates. Now, we've seen political pressure uh, force rate cuts a little bit earlier, but we're still above that 2% target rate in terms of inflation. Year over year, the personal consumption index has been at about 3%. So we are still seeing persistent inflation in the market, which is going to uphold rates longer. Now, shifting to the real estate market in particular, I wanted to take a look at some projections and predictions based on past patterns of what the market's going to look like in the coming year. So this is my first go at this. This is a very preliminary analysis until we get December numbers in. I'm going to redo some of this and provide some more details for you guys. But I believe we're probably going to see about a 73 days on market peak in terms of average days on market in January. And I don't think days on market is going to fall far below 50 days next year, assuming that all trends move in the same direction that they've been moving for the past 3 years. And we can see the same thing with inventory. We have not yet seen 5 months of inventory broadly. I do believe that we might see that next year. Again, if trends continue at the pace that they've been continuing, we are likely to see more than 5 months of inventory, probably statewide, in the late summer, early fall of 2026. Now, what that brings up is what might fight against that is the shadow inventory and demand. So this is a really interesting analysis that was done by Altos and Compass that's looking at withdrawn listings as a percent of new listings. And we can see on this chart that 60.5% of all new listings were withdrawn. Well, that's of all the new listings in November, we take that number and 60.5% of those were withdrawn from the market. Not the same listings with the same month, but just as a number. That is much higher, especially for November, than we've seen in the past 2 years. And what this signals is that there is still activity sitting on the sidelines and waiting for conditions to be more favorable, right? And we've all seen this on the ground. Our buyers are saying, hey, I'm going to wait till after the holidays. I'm going to wait till mortgage rates drop, supposedly. Hopefully they'll drop. And then I'll get back in the market. Same thing with sellers. Hey, I tried. I was on the market for 90 days, 120 days this fall. Didn't sell, couldn't get the price I wanted to get. Let's take it off, rest for a few months, and try again in the spring. So I think, and I agree with Compass and Altos' research here, that there is a lot of pent-up demand and supply on the sidelines that we may see hitting the market in the coming months. Another key point here is that mortgage applications have increased about 20 to 25% year over year, but closed sales have only increased 2 to 4% year over year. And this is national numbers. So that indicates that buyers' interest has been growing. Buyers have become acclimated to the changing interest rates and the increased costs of ownership overall, but they just have not acted upon it yet. So we have this shadow inventory and shadow demand that if things are trending in the correct direction come spring, we could see a lot of that unlocked and a lot of new buyers, new sellers, or past buyers, past sellers re-enter or enter the market. Overall, though, I do believe, this is my early assessment and very oversimplified, but I do believe 2026 is going to look a lot like 2025. So we may see conditions improve just enough for a slight increase of aggregate demand, but not much. And what I mean by that, again, is that shadow inventory. If we have a very favorable shift in our macroeconomics, if we get inflation down to that 2% number, if mortgage rates come down to below the 6% mark, we're going to see a lot of demand coming, and that's going to cause the supply floodgates to open. However, I don't anticipate that happening. I agree with Redfin's analysis here that in terms of the number of existing homes that we're going to sell next year, it is likely going to be 2 to 3% higher than this year. This year, we're looking at about 4.1 million homes sold. Next year, probably about 4.2. So still far below, the pandemic numbers in 2020 through 2022, but very stable in the past 3 years and likely the next year as well. Want to leave you with this. One thing that I've heard a lot recently, especially from political pundits, is that net migration in Colorado has gone negative. People are moving out of the state. You'll see a lot of studies from moving companies. They like to use their numbers to say that more trucks are being rented here and dropped off elsewhere, and that indicates that our population is decreasing. That is not true, and that's kind of a flawed measure. So, what I wanted to give you was some real numbers. Colorado this year is going to have about 32 to 33,000 new residents from net migration. And there are 22 states in the United States with negative net migration. In fact, Colorado is still, I think, the 17th fastest growing state in the United States. We are in a very good position demographically. Things might change a little bit, but we are not seeing population declines. We are not seeing negative net migration. More people are still moving here every year than are moving out, and that is going to uphold demand. That is one of the reasons why, even in 2025's confusing or slower market, we only saw prices statewide decrease about 1.5, 1.7%. Whereas other states have seen 2, 3, 4% declines statewide in pricing. The reason behind that is we have this underlying systemic shortage of housing stock, and we have this demand. We have 30,000 new people moving into the state, more than moving out every year. So that has been upholding prices and keeping demand relatively high. All right. That is all I have for you this week. I wanted to thank everybody for having me and allowing me to present from the car. If you want to download these slides, you can visit cooperthayer.com/KWRR. That stands for Regional Rally. Scan that QR code. You'll be prompted with a password. You can type in rally slides. I have the past 4 months of slides up there now. So you can download them, look back, see how trends have changed. And I also wanted to give a shameless plug to one more thing I'm going to drop in the chat, which is the Car Economic Summit coming up on January 14th. Be sure to register. We have 3 speakers, including myself, Jessica Lotz from NAR, and the JJ Ament, who is the CEO of the Denver Metro Chamber. Be sure to register. It's going to be a great morning, and I will see you all there. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Cooper. Appreciate it. Next up, we got Leslie Jackson talking about tech. Leslie, take it away.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Come see me this Thursday at 11 a.m. I'm going to go through how to really pop by your people with special things and ensure that you guys are staying in touch with your database, as well as talking about next year and what do those seasonal follow-ups really look like and how we can automate that in Command. And then one more slide and then we should be good to go. So just released, we have released a new email-rich text editor inside Smart Plans in general. So you can see now that when you go into Smart Plans, there are hyperlinks, there are emojis, there are signatures, there's an easier way to navigate, and of course, we have also added merge tags, which is a huge win. So if for those of you who know what I'm talking about, you can bulk email your contacts without the Smart Plan editor, and it's basically that same experience inside Smart Plans. So go check it out today. Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you, Leslie. Appreciate it. And the recordings from Leslie's tech classes and from the regional rally are always available on YouTube at KW Colorado Region 7. So you can subscribe there if you want to get updated every time we host a digital class. We've got some announcements. We are hosting 12 days of giveaways on our Instagram. It started on the 13th, and 12 days of giveaways, every day something new. Check out our Instagram and follow us there for all the fun things going on for 12 days of giveaway. We've got Jason Abrams coming to the DCSD Legacy Campus in Parker. He's going to be doing Call the Play, Win the Day. And here's a quick video from Jason.
Hey gang, Jason Abrams coming to you from KWRI. And if you feel, geez, Hey, if you feel like you've been juggling ping pong balls left and right, let me just tell you, you are not alone. You see, the market is shifting, and when it shifts, you need to have the best information to make sure that you get the best out of your time and effort. That's why I'm coming your way. We are kicking off the KWRI Roadshow. Run the play, win the day. You're going to hear all things lead generation. You're going to hear all things AI, and you're going to leave with tactical plays that if you put into place will change your life. Friends, I'm going to be there. The only thing that might be missing is you. Sign up now. I can't wait to see you.
All right, don't miss this. We're excited about Jason coming to the Legacy Campus. What a great way to kick off 2026 right. Also early in the year is the Leverage Series featuring Wendy Papasan. That will be at Smedra, February 4 and 5. And then Shift Workshop is March 25th, 9 to 3 at the Legacy Campus in Parker. So 3 great events to start the year. And here's a quick view of the full year. We didn't announce with a slide regional awards at the Ritz in Denver, March 6th. We've got a listing class in April, a luxury class in April, social media with Rachel Adams-Lee in May, AI Summit with Lauren Lucas and guests in June, Quantum Leap in July. We've got a ton of things going on for the region in 2026. You can sign up for all of these classes at kwcoloradoevents.com. And when you follow that Eventbrite, you'll get notifications as the classes are listed. Thanks to all of our sponsors, Top Flight Home Loans, Growth Minded Talent Solutions, Rocky Mountain Title, Choice Home Warranty, and the coordinator team. We appreciate you. Family Reunion is in Atlanta this year, February 21 through 24. We've got an amazing CEO Summit on Saturday. There's a small extra charge for this with Neil Patel, Jenny Wood, Will Guidara, and Valerie Burton. Social Media Con is included in Family Reunion. That's on Sunday, a full day on AI, social media, and digital marketing. Gary Vaynerchuk's going to be speaking on Sunday, and we're excited about that. At Family Reunion this year, for the first time, we're going to be doing learning tracks instead of random classes. So there will be a buyer track, a seller track, ops and admin, marketing and branding, AI, wealth, luxury, commercial. You don't have to stay in the same track the whole time. The tracks are designed to make it easier for you to find the next relevant thing. And Jay Shetty's going to be there.
Millions of people are flocking to the pages of this man right here. We're talking about Jay Shetty.
That's right, former monk turned storyteller.
I love you too.
The #1 health and wellness podcast.
A New York Times bestselling author at the face of calm. Jay Shetty. Jay Shetty.
If you're not impressed that our keynote is Jay Shetty, I want to encourage you to Google Jay Shetty and check out some of his videos. You will sign up after checking them out. Let's recognize some of our agents, top individuals in closed units with 4 each: Faith Young, Brandy Swanson, Dan Egan, Amber Galassini, Katie Briggs, Brenda Yeverino, Vanessa Marquez, Amber Dragella, Casey Hodges, and Dania Guth. Number 4, in 4th place with 5 units, Carrie George, Dan Derman, Lydia Golesh, Kevin Everson, Jenny Hart, Samantha Gallant, and Wendy Saunders. Top 3. Number 3, Tim Wade sold 5.5. Corey, Sheila, Philip, and the Deborah Joe Beta team sold 6 each. Hi, Deborah, I see you on my screen. And Hussein Garcia and the Krylov group were the top individuals for closed units with 7 each. Great job. Volume. Dania Guth was number 10. Carrie George, number 9. Leanne Gunnell was number 8. Corey Martin, number 7. Number 6, Lindsay Morrow. Number 5, Mofit Burt Team. Number 4, Samantha Gallant. And the top 3, Tim Wade from Denver West, the Krylov Group from Denver Central, and Sheila Bailey with 12 million, wow, from Denver West. Dania was number 10 for GCI. Brooke was number 9. Corey was number 8. Lindsay, number 7. Number 6 was Tim Wade. Number 5, Samantha Gallant. Number 4 was the Rely Home Group from Colorado Springs, out of the downtown Colorado Springs office. And the top 3, GCI, the Krylov Group, brought in $114,900. Leanne Gunnell from Denver Tech Center brought in $142,712. And Sheila Bailey had a pretty awesome November with $304,000 in GCI. Yikes. Top teams. This is 2 licensed agents. Units, there was a multi-way tie with 3 units each between J. Lux Mountain Homes from Summit, the Barnold Group from Summit, TK Homes, Denver North, Jeffco, Pride of Denver Group, Denver Park Meadows, Wild Rose Group, Denver West, the Locale Group, downtown Colorado Springs, the Snedden Group from Grand Junction, the Roland Team from Client's Choice, and Team Rochelle Cozzolino from Pueblo. Number 4 with 4 units each, Livia and Amaya Property Group, Signature Home Team. And the top 3 for closed units, the Vincent Group with 4.5, Mike Porter tied with Razor Group, 5 units, and Deluxe with 7. Great job. Volume, top 10. Number 10, the Roland Team. Number 9, the Razor Group. Number 8, Mike Porter. Number 7, Vincent Group. Number 6, the Snedden Group. Number 5, Platinum Properties Team. Number 4, Signature Home Team. And the top 3, Deluxe was number 3, the Gold Team number 2, and J. Lux Mountain Homes number 1. For GCI teams, AN Homes was in the 10th spot, Mike Porter the 9th, Signature Home Team the 8th, TK Homes number 7, number 6, the Vincent Group, number 5, the Roland Team, number 4, the Snedden Group. In the top 3, GCI, Deluxe was number 3, J-Lux Mountain Homes number 2, and the Gold Team with $142,500 from Vail. Congrats. Groups, this is more than 2 licensed agents. Number 10, the Tiffany Home Team closed 7. Number 9, Rasmussen Group, Atha Team LLC, and Homes of Colorado Group tied 8 units each. Hudson Stonegate closed 9. The Kibler Group closed 9.4. Legacy Properties Group 9.5. Relevate 11 units. Jamie Baker Orr Team 17.25 units. The Johnson Team closed 18, Empower Home Team closed 22, and Colorado Lifestyle Real Estate Group closed 24.2. Volume. The Thompson Group was 3.5, the Skinner Team was 3.7, the Kibler Group 4.2, Next Gen Home Group 4.6, Jamie Baker Orr 4.7, Alpha Team 4.8, Relevate 5.6, the Johnson Team 8.6, Empower Home Team, Colorado Front Range, Denver Tech Center, 14 million, and Colorado Lifestyle Real Estate Group, 14 million, but just a little bit more. GCI, the Pena Team was number 10, the Kibler Group number 9, the Thompson Group number 8, Denver and Beyond number 7, number 6 was Jamie Baker Orr Team, number 5 Relevate, Alpha Team number 4, and the top 3 GCI teams. The Johnson Team brought in $193,000, the Colorado Lifestyle Real Estate Group $271,000, and Empower Home Team, Colorado Front Range, $428 and change. Great job, Gay and company. For expansion, these are expansion teams whose hubs are in Colorado. Selling Colorado closed 16.3, Homes of Expansion 16.5, Relevate 21. Homes of Expansion did 4.5 in volume. Selling Southern Colorado 4.6, Relevate 10 million plus, and GCI selling Southern Colorado 119,000, Homes of Expansion Network 127,000, Relevate 244,000. Great job. Congrats to all of our top performers. Excellent work. Market Center recognition. Summit County was number 5 for volume. Southwest Colorado number 4. Denver West rather, it was number 3. Denver Downtown number 2, and DTC with just over 100 million was number 1. For units, Client's Choice did 63, Pueblo 64, Denver West 67, Denver Downtown 130, and DTC 154. And for listings taken, Denver downtown had 60 taken, Client's Choice 65, Denver West 71, Pueblo's always in the top 5 with 84 this time, and DTC 144. Great job. I want to welcome Matt Maier to the call from Rejig. Matt?
How you doing, Russ?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks for making time for us, or giving me time to talk to everybody.
Take it away.
All right. So, hi, everybody. My name is Matt Maier. I am the co-founder of a company by the name of Rejig.ai. I'm going to walk you through a couple of quick slides, and then I'm going to do some live demoing of how what we've built works, just to set the table for everybody on the call. And it's come up. And by the way, hi, Chance. I see you. What we've built is essentially an AI-powered marketing assistant for real estate agents and teams and market centers. And essentially, like we saw a social media con come up a minute ago. I've heard a couple of people, maybe it was Leslie, talk about trying to automate and put systems around trying to do some of your marketing. So I'm going to walk you through a quick couple of slides about what we've built because I think it's relevant for what we're talking about here today. And then I'm going to show you, like I mentioned, I'm going to show you some live examples so you can see it in practice. Can everybody see my screen? Beautiful.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So like I mentioned, what I'm about to show you is a personalized AI-powered marketing assistant that is personalized for you, whether you're a member of a team, whether you're running a team, or you're an individual agent. And the thought process, just to kind of walk through why we've built this. And I think some of this is intuitive and we kind of all know it, which is increasingly what has happened is all of our collective purchasing decisions and research has moved online. So, and that's no different from the home buying and the home selling process, which is according to all sorts of different studies, whether it's from NAR or Zillow or whomever the case may be, close to 90% of all home buying and home selling decisions start online. We ran a calculation this past year over, if you look at what has been published by NAR, there are close to $44 billion worth of transactions that have been driven via social media leads in the last 12 months. And yet I and my team spend our days speaking with agents, and many of you are not super happy with how you're handling your kind of digital marketing or how you're reaching people on social media. So we're going to walk you through how we can help. Before I do that, just to kind of set the table for us. Again, I think a lot of this is sort of intuitively obvious. And by the way, if anybody wants this presentation, I'm going to show our QR code at the end. I'm happy to send it to you if you think any of this is relevant. But essentially, like what we're looking at here is where are US adults spending their time today? Again, I think some of this is intuitive, but there are close to like 85% of all adults in the US are spending time on YouTube in a given month. More than 70% are on Facebook. More than 50% are now on Instagram. And so when you're looking at what I'm about to show you here over the next couple of slides and in the demo, our job, what we're trying to help you accomplish is reach your audience where they're actually spending their time. And your audience, whether we like it or not, is spending a lot of time on digital media. So what we built is designed to try and help you reach those folks. And now just to geek out for 1 second, again, because I think it's going to be relevant as we get into the content of the actual demo, what you're looking at here. So one of the questions I spend all day talking to agents and brokerages and teams, and one of the questions that we get asked regularly is, hey, how do I do a better job of making sure that I show up on Google when somebody searches for real estate agents in Denver, to use an example? Or how do I make sure that I show up when somebody looks for me in ChatGPT? So the technical terms, I'm sure you've heard them both. So search engine optimization, that just means how do I show up better in Google? GEO is the newer term here. That just essentially means generative engine optimization, aka how do I show up in ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude? What normally these companies don't publish a lot of information about how their algorithms work because they don't want their algorithms to be manipulated. What we are looking at here is an overview of something that Google has published about how they run their algorithms. And essentially they refer to it as double EAT. So EEAT, it's just an acronym. And essentially what it's saying is that the Google algorithm is looking at what everybody on this call, it's looking to see what you're doing on social media to try and determine how it showcases you versus somebody else. Can somebody on this call tell me how many agents are in the greater Denver area? Does anybody know? Because I don't. Anybody know roughly? Anybody? Okay. Somebody may have put it in the chat. I'm going to take a guess that there's probably 10,000, maybe more agents in the area. The point is when somebody puts in real estate agent near me or real estate agent in Denver, how the heck does Google or ChatGPT determine which one to showcase? I think somebody just put it in the chat, but 10,000 licensed realtors, my guess was not bad. What Google and ChatGPT are looking at is like, what are you publishing on social media that's going to help me determine more about your business? So this expertise and experience and trustworthiness and authoritativeness, to give you some very specific examples, like a signal of trustworthiness that you could publish on your social media would be you posting a testimonial about what a past client has said about you. A signal of authoritativeness could be you posting about like hyper local events or community things that are happening in the area that you're farming and that you're focused on. So everything that I am about to show you is designed to help you show up well online, I guess is the way that I would frame this up. Now, what happens instead is here's what I actually see oftentimes when I am engaging with agents. They're either not posting anything consistently or not posting anything at all. They're only posting listing related content, which is better than doing nothing, but it's very transactional and it's not the best signal for you and your expertise. Maybe some agents aren't posting anything informative, or oftentimes we're seeing many agents that are posting literally the same thing as dozens of other people in your market center. So we built Rejig to help you address all of these issues, and I'm going to start showing now what this looks like in practice. So the way that I would like you to think about this when I switch over to the demo here in a minute is essentially we have built a personalization engine that is going to allow for everybody on this call, even if you're multiple agents in the same market center in Denver, the AI is going to go out and find content that is relevant for you and your business. In this case, we're looking at a story about Fleet Week, which is a huge event here in San Francisco where I live. The AI found a story automatically, turned it into a social media for this Keller agent in the Bay Area, also created an AI avatar video for him off of this video, all of which we are going to walk through together. Everything that I'm going to show you can be more or less automated for you as an individual agent so that once you tell your AI assistant what type of content you want it to be curating, what areas you're trying to farm, what your niche is that you're focused on, like the AI will then go out and find content that you can share on Instagram and Facebook and all of these other places. So just think of it as like you've got an AI assistant that is automatically finding stuff for you, putting your brand on it. And then this is something that we're going to do a live example of as well. Increasingly, one of the things that I hear from agents when I'm speaking to them is like, okay, now I want to be able to personalize the content that's being created for me, either in my own voice or use my own AI avatar. So I am sure there are people on this call who have experimented with HeyGen or 11 Labs or any of these other tools that are out there. Rejig is essentially trying to do all of that for you in one place so that you don't have to go to all of these different services and sites. AI Rejig will write the script and do all of the stuff for you. Last but not least, again, this is just examples of how everything that's going to be curated for you is designed to help you with your SEO and GEO. So I am going to switch now to actually showing you what this looks like in practice. I am not that sharp, so I can't demo and answer questions at the same time. If somebody puts a question in the chat, I will try and get to it at the end. I generally prefer these things to be a little bit of a dialogue, but it's hard to do when there's 100 people in a room. But if you have questions, leave them in the chat. I will try and answer them at the end, and then I will put up a QR code if any of this sounds interesting. So what are we looking at now? We are looking at a dashboard that you would see as a Rejig customer if you came on board as one of our clients. Everything that I am about to show you is content that was curated for a fictional agent in the Denver area based on me telling Rejig before we got on this call that I'm going to be demoing to a room full of people. I know Colorado is a very big place. I lived up in Beaver Creek for a year. I'd love to move back there at some point, but I am just demoing from Denver today. Just know that if you're in Grand Junction or if you're in Colorado Springs, the AI can curate information for you as well. So what we're looking at here, like I am demoing from the account of an agent who works for a small boutique brokerage called Baird and Warner. The reason that I am doing that is because Baird and Warner has very strong feelings about their brand, look, and feel. The first thing that I would want to mention to everybody on this call, the first step of our engagement is you give us your headshot, you give us your brand considerations, you give us your team and brokerage logo. Our design team will create branding to your look and feel. For those of you who are representing the market center, we will also get from you whatever compliance considerations your agents need to adhere to, and we can set that at the account level. So if the agent needs to include their market center address on all of their branding, we'll do that. But what's happening here is once we've set the brand considerations for our agent or our teams, the AI is then going to go out and find information automatically for those agents. In this case, the AI went out and found this story in the Denver Post about a massive new development that just got basically funded. The AI went out and found this story. It pulled in the details and the images from the story in the social media post that it created. It automatically wrote up a nice summary for you. So exciting developments are underway in downtown Denver with the staggering $166 million allocated for transformative projects. I'm not going to read the full summary for you there. The main thing I want those of you on this call to understand is the AI is not hallucinating stuff. It's not making things up. You don't have to worry about the AI going rogue and pretending like inventing out of whole cloth some new development that doesn't exist. The AI found this story. It actually provides a link off to the social media, to the story in the social media post. So if your readers want to go follow it and learn more, they can. That also helps address one of the other questions that comes up, which is, do I have to worry about copyright or fair use? So we always provide a link back to the source material. The AI is automatically adding hashtags for you. The only thing that you as an agent or somebody on the team needs to do is make a decision. Is this a piece of content that gets shared immediately? In which case the AI is going to be connected to your Instagram, your Facebook business page, your Google business profile, your LinkedIn profile. Single click, it can get published to each of those places. And then there's also a built-in scheduling functionality, because what's going to happen is the AI is going to curate potentially dozens of stories for you in a given week. There's a built-in schedule, or you just choose what time you want this story to go out, hit save and schedule. The AI will then go publish that story at that time. And then the only other thing I wanted to mention here is, because I know Denver is a very, very kind of diverse place, and there's lots of opportunities here to kind of personalize things. What you can do is anything that the AI wrote, I hit the edit button. Not only you can come in here, you can edit here, so you can see I can start to make changes here, but there's also a little prompting engine down here where you can ask, for example, the AI to write a shorter summary, because nobody reads these days. So maybe let's take the summary of this article much shorter. You can also ask the AI to translate it into whatever language your audience speaks. So I'm going to ask it to translate it into Spanish. But basically, I just want you to understand that everything is curated for you. Like this needle that we're trying to thread for you as agents is you are all very busy. So the goal is to try and have the AI curating confirmation information for you automatically and automate that. So you have to do as little effort as possible so you can focus on having conversations with your clients. But we also want you to know that you can come in here and edit everything so that you can personalize it even more. The AI will start to learn your tone and voice. And then last but not least, there's going to be a whole template gallery in here, again, that would be set to your look and feel. I'm going to ask the AI to rewrite the, or I'm going to ask the AI to basically rebuild this post with a different template style. So let's see if it does that. Perfect. So just know that for everything that's created for you, you have the ability to have a lot of influence on what it finally looks like. Because again, remember, the needle that we're trying to thread here is make sure that you're putting out relevant, personalized stuff that showcases your authority, showcases your knowledge about the area that you're focused on, and does that without you having to spend a bunch of time on it. Now I'm going to show you our little magic trick, which is essentially one of the things that comes up. And I know because I'm somebody who pitches you, but you all get pitched a lot about all sorts of different AI things. I'm here doing it right now in real time, but essentially, like what we're trying to showcase here is there is the ability for you to take any of these stories. I could copy this URL, drop the URL in Rejig. It will take that story, do deep research on that story, turn it into a video, write a script, pull in all of the B-roll footage, and have that story either narrated in your own voice or narrated by your own AI avatar. Obviously, if we are going to go down this road, we need to record your voice and get a short video of you so that we can create your avatar. What I am going to show you here is an example that I did because it takes 3-4 minutes for that video to get created, and I am not going to use our limited time to do that here. This is a story that I dropped into my Rejig account. I live in San Francisco. I asked it to turn a story about the best new restaurants opening in November. I turned that into a story narrated. This is my AI avatar narrating the story.
New? November brings 5 buzzworthy spots to San Francisco, each with a distinct flavor story. Let's take a quick tour before the doors swing open. Chef Seth's.
So the AI, again, took a static news story from the Eater food blog, turned it into a video, wrote the script, pulled in the B-roll, had it narrated by my AI avatar. The main thing I would showcase for you here is that story, which again took about 5 minutes for the AI to create. It got 9 likes, drove a bunch of subscribers, got some comments, got, over 1,100 views. Some of them do great. I have examples here where we've driven 15,000 views and driven a ton of subscribers. Some of them get 40 views. Kind of hard to know. I have a theory about why this topic is so popular. This is a YouTube short. This got another 2,000 views on Instagram. My point for you is not...
Matthew, can I interrupt for a second?
Yeah, go ahead, Russ.
That was not you recording that video. That was made by the tool.
Correct. So what I did, Russ, is at the very beginning of this engagement, well, I'm the co-founder. So I had my co-founder, the tech guy, I'm the sales guy. He basically, and we do this for hundreds of agents at this point, we will record a video. We would record a video of you, Russ. We would ask you to stand against a white background with a dark shirt on. And then from that, and we'd ask you to talk about how you became a real estate agent or what you did this past weekend. Really doesn't matter. From that video recording, we would create an AI avatar of you. If anybody on the call has used HeyGen, that's essentially how they do it.
Yeah.
What we're doing is we're taking that avatar, we're plugging it into Rejig, which means as it's finding you new stories, you can then take that story, have it turned into a video, and your AI avatar will speak to whatever the script is that our platform. So it takes all of the work, not all, but the vast majority of the work out of creating and personalizing video content for these stories. And I know everybody on this call is like, some of you are great at creating video content. Many of you know you or want to do it, but for various reasons just aren't doing it because it's one of 47 other things you need to do in a given, 8-hour day. So, and I'm sure your days are 12 hours, not 8. So just to kind of walk through really quickly here, just to give you again, and by the way, who's time checking me here? How am I on time?
You're good. You got about 15 more minutes.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, I could talk about this all day long. So just to walk people through what's possible, the AI is going to go out and curate local news for you, industry news. It'll create market reports. It'll create to all of the places that you get reviews. It can create listing videos. I'm going to show you a couple of quick examples just to walk you through what's possible. But obviously, again, just think about this from the perspective of an agent that is operating in the Denver area. Here is another story that the AI found. In this case, it found that story on a blog called Denverite. This story was published just under a month ago, and it's talking about turning downtown Denver into the biggest, nation's biggest play zone. I personally don't know exactly what that means. The main point I want you to understand is the AI is going out and finding all of this for you automatically. So just to help you understand, to go one level deeper here, what is built into the tool, and I promise you what is going to come up for anybody who reaches out to me after this call, you're going to ask me like, hey, if I'm Paul, am I going to get the same stuff that Deborah's going to get if we both work in, the same Denver area? The whole goal here is to try and personalize things in a way so that everybody is getting different content. Now, if there's a story about a 50-year mortgage, everybody is going to be interested in that. So what we'll do in that scenario, or like last week, there's another rate cut. That's a story that's broadly applicable probably to every single person on this call. What the AI will do in that scenario, because just think about it, that story is going to get published in hundreds of different places. The AI is going to go out and find that story from different places. So even if you're publishing content on the same story, chances are you'll get a different image, you'll get a different summary. So even with these like very topical stories, like you're going to get something different from the agent down the hall from you. What we're looking at here, I hit in this create button, there's this concept of sources. Just think of it as we're training your AI assistant to go out and look for information in different places. This list of sources is you can see I have the ability to add sources or remove sources. So, if you're an agent who's really focused on, if here's the thing I get asked, can I be the quote unquote mayor of Littleton? Great. All of your content then will be focused on what's happening in and around Littleton. My parents lived there for a while. I don't remember how big Littleton actually is. So it might be you don't want to limit your content only to Littleton, but you can definitely put an emphasis on stuff that's happening in and around Littleton and then broadly in Denver. This whole list of sources can be customized. And then there's also the ability to do let's do best new restaurants in Denver. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to run a search. Only thing I want you as an agent or somebody on a team to take away here is you can come in here and you can search for information in real time. And then you can save that search to be like, hey, AI assistant, I'm actually always interested in what are the best new restaurants in Denver. So please just run that search for me all the time. Okay, cool. Here's a story about the best new restaurants, I think also from the Eater food blog. Yep. This was published on December 1st, just so everybody knows this content is very current. I want to turn that story into a new post. I just hit generate posts. When we go back to the homepage here in a second, we'll have a social media post that you could share. And again, this AI avatar video that I created was literally created off of a story like the one I just asked the AI to generate. So you can take all of these ideas and then personalize them even further. Just to show you, we should have a story now. Perfect. So the AI
So
went out and
Matthew,
created this.
Jeff in Estes Park can locate his local Estes Park Daily newspaper, and that can be a URL that he's looking at.
100%. So I forget, Estes Park's up in the mountains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if there's something published locally, or oftentimes what happens too is maybe there are like the Denver Post, maybe it has like a section of the Denver Post that's focused on the Front Range Mountain, whatever. There's usually ways for us to help find information that's local to those areas. Obviously, then you've also like another source could be, what is Breckenridge or Copper Mountain or Winter Park or any of these places. Sometimes they're publishing stuff about conditions and openings. So like it can get very, very, very local, I guess is what I would want people to understand here. And then again, just to kind of give you an idea, like here's a story about weekend events that was published on Denverite. So really what I want you as agents or team members on this call to think about is like, okay, what's my area of focus? Who am I trying to reach? How am I trying to deliver value to those people? One of the things that, and you people on this call know this better than me, but like if you think about your audience, what are they interested in? I think the data that we've heard is typically within a given person's database, it's anywhere from like 2 to 4%, maybe it's 5% of people who are interested in buying or selling a home at any given time. What are you communicating to people the other 95% of the time? And you can use your AI assistant to try and help kind of put that plan into action, for lack of a better word. So we talked about local news and how you can personalize that. A couple of other things that I just want to showcase for you. The AI will automatically connect to your Zillow or Rate My Agent or Google My Business or or testimonial tree if you're running a team. It will automatically, as you get a testimonial on one of these places, it'll automatically pull it in, turn it into these nice looking posts. If we tie it back to my little slide deck, that's a signal of trustworthiness. This has a lot of SEO value. This has a lot of GEO value. It's just, and it's also just kind of intuitively obvious. Like, hey, if I'm going to go embark upon one of the most expensive and stressful transactions of my life, I would like to know the person that I'm doing business with has done it before, and the people who he or she did it with have said nice things about them. So again, main point for you as agents, we can automate this. You do the hard part, which is helping the client and getting the testimonial. Your AI assistant will automatically turn it into posts for you. Only thing I want you to see here is there's going to be different kind of template styles that you can choose from, all of which can be branded however you want it to be. From an industry news perspective, I think we talked about this. This is a pretty good example. Here's a story that was published on Riz Media, I think on Friday, about the most recent rate cut. One thing I would showcase for you here is the AI is going to give you multiple different options to choose from for the same story. So these are both the same story here. What you see on the left, this did you know, is the AI is trying to pull out the most relevant detail for you, summarize it into a nice looking pithy quote. But really the only thing I want you to understand here is this is just being curated for you automatically. Let's say that you are an agent that focuses on a 55 and older community, or you're an agent that's focused on a very specific ethnic community, or you're an agent that's focused on veterans. Like, you can again customize all of this content that's being curated for you from an industry perspective to try and pull in stuff that's relevant. So specific home ownership programs for veterans, or like pulling in content from the AARP about people who are thinking about downsizing or senior proofing their home. Like, all of these, just think about how what audience you're trying to reach, and the AI can go out and help you kind of pull that together. From a market update perspective, the AI will automatically create market reports for you at a county level, city level, potentially even down to the neighborhood level. This is a market report for Littleton, obviously, that the AI went out and curated for you automatically. The only other thing I would want to mention is that the AI is also going to take that and create a video out of that content for you as well. So it's going to pull it together. It's going to drop onto your contact info, custom call to action. The only thing I want to show you here is, because that was a piece of video content, when it comes time to share it, you're also going to have the ability to share it to YouTube and TikTok and basically every place that takes video. If this was actually connected to one of your social media kind of settings, it would be able to determine whether that should be an Instagram reel or story. That's a relatively short video, so it should be YouTube short. So the AI is going to allow you to leverage these assets across as many different places as possible. The last thing I'm going to show you before we kind of switch back to putting up the QR code and kind of landing this plane, there's a ton more in here. You can upload your own videos. Like, if you are actually an agent who takes his or her own videos, upload them into your AI assistant. It will add your branding. It will listen to anything you say on there and add captions. It will add an outro. You can upload images here. So like, I apologize, I think the gentleman's name was Connor, but I just kind of took a screenshot of something that he posted and dropped the net migrations pattern thing into the platform just to show you, like, you can upload and I could probably make that look nicer, just to be clear. Mainly just trying to show you that you can upload your own content into Rejig, or content that your market center is providing. The AI will turn that into posts for you as well. And then the last thing that I just want to show you here is from a listing perspective. I'm connected to an MLS in Boston today for this account, but what we can do is, once you can do this manually, but we want to again try and automate as much of this as possible. Once we're connected to your MLS, you put fetch, AI is going to pull in all of the details associated with your listing. It's now going to pull in all of the images associated with your listing. Essentially, what I'm trying to demonstrate for you here is that you can have your AI assistant automate the creation of marketing materials for your listings. So print flyers, videos, social media posts, you can have those, videos that are created, narrated in your AI avatar. So again, if you want to do a virtual walkthrough with your AI avatar, again, just trying to help you personalize as much of your marketing as possible. So the AI, looked at these images and wrote up descriptions over here, all of which are editable. When I hit select templates, now we have the ability to basically decide, I'm just going to pretend that home is for sale and I'm going to create a social media post with Brenda's image on it, carousel style, and then I'm going to create a video, a print flyer, and then we're going to get out of here. So it should just take a couple of seconds. I'm going to choose where I want the logo to go. And now let me show a video that the AI will create for you automatically. What I'll say with this, and for those of you who do print flyers or postcards, just know that the AI can create print assets for you as well. What'll happen, depending on how we get this set up with you, we can have your AI assistant monitoring your MLS listings as well. So as it goes under contract or as it, has just been sold, like the AI will automatically create these marketing bundles for you. So the idea again is to try and save you as much time and effort as possible. For those of you on major teams here, we work with a bunch of large Keller Williams teams like the Kristen Cole Network and the Huffaker Group and other large teams. And we published a piece of research with the Kristen Cole Network where that team saved $60,000 last year in VA and marketing costs because they can automate all of their listing created. So, it becomes a very powerful form of, I believe the language that y'all use is leverage. Here's the social media post that the AI created for you. It wrote up a really nice summary down here as well. You can link off to custom lead capture forms and squeeze pages. Here's the print flyer that it created. It created a video for us as well, where it's going to pull through all of the images that we selected. It's going to have your brand on it. It's going to just go quickly here. It's going to pull through the images that we selected, the descriptions the AI wrote up of those images. It's going to pull it together into a nice looking video. It's going to drop onto your contact info at the end. Oops, sorry. Video, audio is all customizable. We're using royalty-free music, so you can boost that stuff on Facebook and Instagram if you want to kind of boost that into a specific population. There's a lot more in here. It's very customizable. I'm going to get out of here. I am going to go back to everybody's favorite, a slide deck. Boo. And then what I am going to do here is, these are examples of live customers. We work with hundreds of agents and teams across Keller Williams and elsewhere. Here's that case study that I was referring to for the Kristen Cole Network. We're literally saving them, tens of thousands of dollars a year. So if that's something that you're on a team and that sounds interesting to you, please reach out. We'd love to chat with you. And then I think the next slide, perfect. If you are interested, if any of this has piqued your curiosity and you scan that QR code right there, first of all, there's no obligation. You're going to put time on my calendar or my sales team's calendar. We'll do a personalized audit with you where we are kind of coming prepared, looking at okay, you're in Grand Junction. Here's what this would look like for you. We took a look at what you're doing on Facebook and Instagram. Here's where we think you could improve. If you do end up becoming a customer of ours, we allocate 2 hours of training to kind of not only get you up and running, but to help you understand how best to kind of leverage your digital presence to grow your business. We do this all day long. We work with hundreds of KW folks. We'll be at family reunion. We'll be at mega camp. We love working with Keller, and that is my pitch. And like I said, I can't demo and think and look at comments. So if there were any questions, I am happy to answer them if we have any time. Otherwise, I will.
Matt, we are out of time. If someone wants to get a hold of you, they should scan the QR code and book a 15-minute slot, correct?
Yeah, we have 45 minutes allocated, but I can land that plane in 15 minutes.
Oh, I see. Got it. Very good. Thank you very much. And thank you all for being here. Our next regional rally is on January 26th of 2026. Hope you all have a great Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year, etc. Take care, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.